Welcome back here with Leadfoot TV and the SoarDogg Cup Series, the Rumble at the Rock. Technical issues took us away there for 9 laps, but we are back here for the SoarDogg green flag as Evan Janik takes off with a huge jump again, with Jackson Hatala in second, Costa third, Mercado fourth, Wilson fifth, Allen sixth, Roberson seventh. They are 2, 3, almost 4 wide coming out of 2. Cars scatter everywhere and everybody makes it through. One
Oh, we
up
got
into
one
the
in the
wall. Yep, for sure. Who was? Oh, one into the wall. Hard back behind him. Mercado scrapes the wall. One slams the wall. And he has disappeared back there, but we are still green. He must have got off the racing surface, but he went nose into the outside wall hard. Not sure who that was, but they have a headache right now. But as we're back up front, it might have been the 41 of Whiteman, who's already 13 laps down, may still have a lot of damage there. We see the 96 still fighting back. At 93, his teammate who got into him earlier runs him up the racetrack, allowing a rival driver of Roberson to go by. These guys may need to have a chat after this one's all over. The 93 and 96 must have forgotten that they are teammates, because they just let someone from another team just go right on by, racing each other. And they are still going at it, just throwing haymaker after haymaker. 93 still not clear. Allen still trying to fight back on that outside with Wilson on the bottom. Wilson finally pulls clear of Allen. And everyone else gets in single file.
Yeah, and you know something else that's funny is we actually saw this the past couple weeks in the LFRO Late Model Tour. The 93 of Wilson, not the same Wilson, but a different 93 Wilson, was battling his teammate in LFRL. The same thing happens. We've seen that twice this week now. It's coincidence.
For sure. The craziest thing about that, and it makes sense, because when you race with your buddies, who are you going to race harder than you're going to race anybody else? Your best friend. Because one, you know you can race them harder because you know how they drive, you trust them, you race with them a lot. And on the other side of that is, you both know what you're going to do. And to be honest, I would rather finish 20th and my buddy finish 21st than me go finish second and him win. Because the guy you want to beat the most is your teammate, because they're your buddy, they're your best friend. You're out there having fun. That's the guy you want to beat. And speaking of teammates, the 96 hard into the outside wall again. We stay green, but dadgummity, these cars just keep getting loose coming out of 2. That old splitter just slapping the ground, throwing them into the wall.
Yeah, these guys have been getting really wild here. We've seen these after the pit stops and different pit strategies and all this stuff. You see them get a little antsy. We were talking about earlier how tough it is to pass here, and some guys take new tires, some guys stay out, some guys take fuel, some guys don't. Everybody been on different pit strategies to try and take a quick advantage of the guys in front of them that they're faster than, because it really doesn't take long before the tires wear and they sort of get evened out a little bit. So they, at the start of these green flag runs, they really try to get all they can get, make up the positions that they can get, because it is so hard late in the runs. And you can see that Janik, every restart, he is so good on the restarts, and there's nothing they can do about it. It doesn't take long for him to get a good lead, and once he's out there in that clean air, he kind of just leaves them. And as we see right now, he's got almost a 2.5 second lead. I mean, it's super impressive what the 60's been able to do here tonight.
100% agree. And Roberson there in 4th, I mean, he restarted a few restarts back in 12th after pitting and having issues on pit road. Now battled his way back to 4th. He's the only other car besides Janik that has led laps here today, and I think he may smell a little bit of blood in the water, because based on the timing and scoring, he is a little bit faster than Janik right now. Not by much, maybe a couple hundredths, but each lap he gains on Janik just a hair, even from back there in fourth. So right now, Roberson is the fastest car on the track.
Yeah, and as we see the 9 and the 8, or yeah, the 8 was no, the 99, excuse me. The 99 seemed to be catching the 8 right there pretty quick. So it was really funny that you brought that up, because I was noticing at about the time you said something that Robertson was definitely closing in on that 8 car. So it definitely makes sense that he is faster than leaders right now too. He seems to be on rails. He's got something figured out. Not sure what his tire situation is, but he seems to have this track figured out so far. He's gotten in a rhythm now.
Mercado, I think that was Mercado, got really loose there. But yeah, Roberson, I mean, in one lap, just one lap from when we were talking about him, he has gained half a second on Janik in a lap and a half. He went from 4.6 to now 3.9 on the deficit. But not only him, but Hatala and Kostic as well. As we're coming down to five to go now in stage 2. And all these guys looked for stage points, but right now Lucan is on the tail end of getting those stage points in that 52. We saw him go by Allen a little bit ago, and he has already pulled 2 seconds ahead of Allen, so no pressure out behind the 10th place car in that 52 of Lucan. Love the paint scheme, by the way. It looks wood grain. That's a cool looking car. We're used to seeing his purple, but that wood grain has got a really cool look to it. And Steptoe back here, Bieber, I mean, Steptoe, the last car on the lead lap. Bieber, the first car lap down. We don't see Bieber on the track currently. But Steptoe right there is the last car on the lead lap. Oh, sorry, Allen is now, since Steptoe went past Allen, put Allen to 12th. But they are just cruising right along here, coming to 2 to go. Is Roberson going to be able to get by the 8 of Caustic? I don't know. So what's your call, Landon? So we're coming to 2 to go now, left in this stage. Is Roberson going to be able to get by Caustic for third, or is he going to settle for fourth?
Just knowing how these cars are and how difficult it is to pass, I understand how fast Robertson is, but I just think in these last couple laps here closing, the whole aero thing is just not going to be willing to let him pass the 8 car ahead of him unless he uses that bumper, which I highly doubt he would come into the stage. I mean, that's just something that's unnecessary. So I think he's just going to settle for fourth and see if he can continue that speed into the next stage and pass him early on the restart.
Probably right. That definitely makes sense. We're on lap 100 now, so this will be coming to the stage. And I have noticed these guys, the only way they've been able to pass has been to pick a different lane, because they seem to get very, very tight behind other cars. When Janik passed Roberson earlier and when Roberson passed Janik, it was to the outside both times. As Janik wins stage 2, Jackson Hatala, Caustic in third, Roberson fourth, Chrisman fifth, Wilson sixth, Mercado seventh, Salidas eighth, Thornton ninth, and Lucan will get your final stage point here in stage 2. And there is your Black Diamond Designs yellow flag for stage 2. Really good run there of green flags. We came back on lap 80, or lap 79, so a 20 lap run right there, green. Really great green flag run. We've had lots of cars drop out. Currently we have 12 on the lead lap, but while they are taking a break, just like we did on stage 2, we will take a short break with them, and we will be right back right here on Leadfoot TV. Stay with us. Welcome back, just in time for the SoarDogg green flag and another huge jump for Evan Janik, and right back where we were on lap 10. Janik, Roberson, Natalo, 1, 2, 3, as we have cars in the wall. It is an exact replay of lap 3. So we have the 83 down below the apron, got very, very loose coming out of 2. Everyone jockeying for position, grabbing what they can while they can before they get all single file, trying to leapfrog as much as they can. But so far, it is Janik and Roberson, as they're only 2/10 apart. And then Hatala and Kostick back there, 2/10 apart as well, running for 3rd and 4th. But other than that, the field's, I mean, we're pretty spread out here, Landon.
Yeah, and we were just talking about before that stage break and before everybody pitted, we saw Robertson settle for 4th for that stage, and we knew that he was faster than the top 3 in front of him. So it's very interesting to see that he made up those spots on pit road and restarted 2nd. It's going to be cool to see if he's able to continue that fast pace up there and be able to keep up with Janik and maybe make a pass on him right here. You never know. He has fallen back 2/10 of a second though. Janik could be using that air to his advantage. There's people that have a lot of experience in these cars, and they're really able to use that sort of aero block technique really, really well. And Janik could very well be one of those people. But it'll be interesting to see what Robertson can do on the long runs here.
For sure, as we saw Kostick get by Hatala as well, and that'll kind of move him into 3rd around Hatala and 4th. Mercado back up to 5th. And everyone else, again, we're so spread out here. That's the nature of the beast at Rockingham, though. It's very, very racy for about a lap and a half. And then everyone gets really single file, especially with this repave. The track is very, very smooth, except for the exit of 2 and the exit of 4, where these cars, being the way they are, bottom out very hard. As we see the field going by, the 52 now is in the wall again. As we see the 25 and the 83 go by, Thornton and Chrisman. But Lucan, by the way, back on the lead lap now, Lucan. He was 2 laps down, back on the lead lap, and up here, these passes are for position. I didn't even catch that. But they are for position all over Lucan right there. And the 23, of course, of Bieber, not for position. He is multiple laps down, 20 laps down to be exact. But he is the first car a lap down, so he will be the lucky dog. So if we get 20 more cautions in this thing, Bieber's right back in it.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out is, we've seen a lot of incidents tonight that have taken people out, and you can see the guys down there at the bottom of the tier.
There goes another
23 one. Goes around. Announcer's curse. I'm so sorry. It happens.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I said 20 more cautions, he'd be right back in this thing. I didn't mean 20 more cautions from him. Come on, Travis.
What I was going to point out was, we've seen a lot of incidents so far that have taken people out of the race, as we are watching a replay right now. The 23 goes underneath. He's just going to drift up a little bit. Looks like he's going for the crossover down here.
See if Lucan.
I bet you he gets a little bit of help. Not sure if he came down or not, but he did get a little help there.
There's definitely some help. Like Lucan got tight and he hit that diffuser. One of 2 things happens: either the car gets tight and shoots to the wall, or you get very loose and it's shot to the wall there with the 52 of Lucan. The 52 has been in the wall coming out of turn 2 all race long. Not to blame Bieber by any means, but I think by this point I would be very wary being outside of the 52 car.
Absolutely. Yes. We got a good onboard camera there.
You could see him. He's really tried to catch it there. You saw him. You saw the wheel turn. I don't think that was a malicious wheel turn to the right. I think the car was coming out from under him and he tried to catch, and it just shot up the track. But you definitely saw the wheel turn to the right there right before contact.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing I will say about these cars compared to a lot of the other cars on the sim, even the O'Reilly cars and the trucks and all that good stuff, the Cup cars, the steering seems to be a little, I don't know how you describe it other than maybe a little number than the O'Reilly and In the trucks, it's not quite as rigid, and you see a lot of turn in the wheel like that, and it doesn't take a lot to really upset the car. It's tough to catch these cars um, with that NOMA steering, and we just saw it right there. He turned a little bit to the right. I'm with you, Chris. I really don't think it was anything malicious, just uh, product of trying to save a car at Rockingham.
For sure. The best way I've heard the steering of these cars described, it's funny you mentioned that. It's as if you have, think of a small car that you drive every single day. And that would be our normal race cars. And you go from that to go jump in your dad's truck. And the steering has a lot more slack in it in that truck than your little car. So it's like the steering in these cars has more slack. The rear end, it has the different housing, and these cars feel loose all the time, but that's just how they drive because of all the slack in the steering. And I 100% feel what you're saying, because that's a great way of describing it. But lights are out. Okay, awesome. Lights are out. We're going green again. Lots of cars choosing the inside. Janik, major jump again with a SoarDogg green flag. Roberson inside, single file again, but Hatala getting the short end of this stick. He's going to fall back to 6th and maybe further, and he's outside of Lucan. Dangerous spot to be as Hatala's in the wall. If we've learned anything, you don't want to be outside that 52 car. God bless his soul. Nothing against him, but he is showing us today that he gets way tight on corner exit.
Absolutely not ideal position for that 9 car, as we're already pretty much single file. We are still pretty tight right now, but single file nonetheless. Nobody seems to be driving through one another right now. We're going to see Janik still get out to almost a 0.3 second lead in just these first couple laps. So I don't know. I had the race pulled up before I jumped in here. I didn't really stay too focused on it, but I'd been seeing Janik's name up there, and I'd have to say he is my pick to win this race.
Oh, yeah, same. I mean, he's my pick every time we come in and do these races, because he's just been so dominant this year. He's leading in points. He's won the first race we did in a very, very dominant fashion. And he's been up front in every race we've done, except for one where he had to fight his way back the whole race. But I don't know if it is just aggravation or exhaustion or a mix of the two, frustration or not. But these guys are pretty much kind of settled down a little bit here, except for the 52. And they're kind of settled down, just content to ride right now, except for the 63 and 52 and 23.
Yeah, I will say I haven't heard a lot of radio chatter as much lately either, so maybe they've sort of calmed down, decided to give each other a little racing room. At the start of this thing, I heard quite a bit of radio chatter, so hopefully they've sort of calmed their nerves by now. They should have. We're on lap 121, so I would hope they would have figured things out by now.
For sure. I mean, we're just barely over halfway here. Just kind of rolling through this one. And I'm willing to bet these guys are finally just like, okay, let's ride for a little bit. I'm tired of riding around under caution. I want to get this thing over with. So it just makes you wonder if it was just frustration, exhaustion, or finally cooler heads prevailing that they got us all single file here, just kind of rolling along as Hatala is back up to 6th. Man, that restart, though, really killed him. He went from 3rd to 7th on the restart. That was rough.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, and I will say, you take these cars, I know they have a lot more horsepower than what the trucks have and the rally cars have, but still, you got to keep up that momentum in these things, and as soon as you lose it, you get side drafted. Like I said, I know we're at Rockingham. It's still considered sort of a short track, but in these cars, it just doesn't matter. As soon as you give up that little bit of air to somebody else that can use it against you, you get yourself stuck in situations and you find yourself falling back 3 or 4 spots. And it's really tough to make up a spot in these cars after you get single file, uh, much less 3 or 4 spots to get back to where you were.
It really, really well said. Just one point to add to that, though. This is going to blow your mind, Landon. These cars actually have less horsepower than the ARCA cars.
That is interesting. I did not know
The,
that about these cars.
the highest horsepower NASCAR sanction series currently are the O'Reilly's cars, and then it goes trucks, ARCA, and then these. This year, I will say this year, they did add more horsepower to these cars in 2026. I don't know if it is carried over to iRacing yet, but in real life, they did add more horsepower. But currently, an ARCA car with an Elmore race engine is 650 horsepower. So pretty close to the same horsepower of these cars.
That is very interesting that you say that. Obviously, you've raced ARCA in real life, Chris. I've never driven anything like that in real life, but I will say on the sim, they do a pretty good job making the ARCA cars feel a bit slower than these Cup cars. We ran Daytona last week, a couple weeks ago, Chris, in the ARCA car, and it felt like those laps were dragging on, and it just doesn't feel that way to me when I've ran the Cup cars at super speedways. So very interesting. It's something that I hadn't really noticed. And oh, the 52 tags the wall right there. That's Devin Lucan.
Out of Sonora, Georgia, Fast Living Motorsports. It has been a rough night for all of the Fast Living Motorsports cars. I mean, the 93 of Wilson getting into the 96 of Allen twice, 2 times, and now Lucan here completely unable to keep it out of the wall this race. Tough night for every Fast Living Motorsports car. I don't think we have any that have really survived this one unscathed, but Fast Living, rough night tonight.
Yeah, and that does bring me back to something else. Earlier, before we saw that early spin of the 23, I believe it was the 23. Before we had our or while we were under our technical difficulties, we saw the 19 go on top of the 87 in a wreck. And the 87 is running in the top 10 right now, so he's been one of the very few that hasn't been as much adversely affected by these incidents.
For sure. And the crazy thing about that is the car that was on top of him, the 19, is now in absolute stellar last place since that incident. So that ended his night, and the car that he was on top of is running in the top 10. It's mind-blowing physics. The physics of that does not make sense to me, but that's why we love iRacing.
Absolutely, as Janik has gotten to almost a second lead now, so he is just pulling away. Of course, Robertson's bringing it back down just a tad bit. So, I don't know. It looks like Robertson might be catching him a little bit here. I'm not sure.
He definitely got through 1 and 2 a lot better than Janik there. But I'm looking up here. We only have 11 cars on the lead lap, and it's about to be, we only have 12 on the lead lap, and it's about to be 11, as Janik is going by Allen now to put him 1 lap down. And in about 6 short seconds, he will be putting Lucan a lap down as well. But Robertson, let's see if we can make quick work of Allen here. That'll definitely help him gain ground. He does. Very quick work of Allen. Closes that gap down 7, 8, 10. So he gained a little bit on Janik there, working through that lap traffic. But Janik pulls right back away from him. I don't know. That's kind of yo-yo, and we're kind of back and forth right now. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and Janik may be hanging back just a little bit to save his stuff. You know how fast he's been being. You could say he's laying back and he's still got 7/10 of a second lead on second place, but he's been so fast, and he got up to a 2.5 second lead earlier. So it's tough to tell if he's hanging back or if he's giving everything he's got. I don't think he's still giving everything he's got. I think he's just riding.
I think so too. There's a lot of race left. And going back to talking about the next gen cars, it actually reminds me. Obviously, this week in the Golden Racing League, we're running the O'Reilly's cars at Daytona. But for our season finale of our season 1, we went through the entire progression ladder. We'll cover that in just a second because we have another caution.
99. I believe that was the 99. Yes,
That's
it
Robertson.
was. Robertson, hard into the wall. I mean, very, very hard.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, oh!
Oh no.
Was it a lap
The
car?
52. Oh no.
He goes to come by 52 very, very slow.
Oh.
He has to hit the brakes. Oh no.
And that brings me back right to what we were talking about earlier with that steering. You could see he tried to move low on the bottom, and when he tried to correct back to the right, it just broke on him.
You can see the 52. You can see the flames out of the pipes of the 52 coming out of the corner. So 52 completely off the throttle on corner exit. So you can see it right here. You'll see when you come back to Roberson's view, you can see the fire coming out of the pipes of the 52 on corner exit. And when they come through the corner, you can see it right. No, maybe not that view. I saw it a couple seconds ago from one of the views we had. But you see him off the throttle and Roberson on the throttle.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Yeah, just a huge difference in speed. Roberson tries to check up and gets it gathered in, and then just keeps swatting flies, cannot get caught back up in the steering. And gosh dang it, I hope that doesn't end his day, but it's definitely going to put him very far behind the 8-ball here. And to be honest, no one else has been able to hold a candle to Janik today, so that might have just given him the win, barring something catastrophic.
Absolutely. As we see the 99, he's already gone 2 laps down. He's going to have to fix a lot of damage if he's going to want to come back out. And it's way too tough to pass in these cars. I think with the amount of laps that are left, he may be able to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap, but I just don't think his car is going to be good enough now at this point to make up any positions that, would put him back in the fight for the win.
For sure, and Lucan currently would be the lucky dog. He's only 1 lap down here. So the 52 would be the lucky dog next time by, so it wouldn't even benefit Roberson until at least 2 more cautions. So let's see if Caustic can kind of dig into his bag of tricks here and find something for Janik, because he hasn't had anything for him. I mean, no one besides Roberson has had anything for him all day. But I think we're going to be going back green here. Yep, lights are out. And we are down to 10 on the lead lap. And we are barely past halfway. 11 cautions to this point. Black Diamond Designs getting their money's worth today with that yellow flag sponsorship. And the green again, SoarDogg. Janik takes another one. Can Mercado make that outside work? Huge shove from the 25 at Thornton. Puts him in the third. And let's see who decides to make some moves here. Oh, the 93 of Wilson.
We almost had one.
Yes, we did. That whole team. Oh,
52 in the grass. Okay. Lucan, again.
Doing a little bit of landscaping, but we're still green. Still green. Poor guy. He is having a rough day. I always like Lucan. He has ran so well. If I were him, I would go back to the purple paint scheme, because he ran a lot better with the purple. And that wood grain that he is running today must be bad luck or something, because he has. If there has been a turd out there, he has stepped on it. I'll tell you what.
Well, I have never seen his purple paint scheme, but I have to be honest, I really liked his wood grain scheme, so it is a shame if that's what's bringing him the bad luck.
It's either that or Rockingham just doesn't like him, because it's Poor guy. I mean, there's nothing else you could really say about it. It's like, dadgummit, man. It's like, how much bad luck can one guy have?
Yeah, I do believe it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. that said they needed to fill this track up with water and put bass in it. So, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. Him and Martin Truex Jr. agreed. As we see every car bounce it off the wall. Well, they tried that, and then they decided to bring it back. So, I don't know. I guess I need to make mine. Because I'm pretty sure Junior helped with the refurbish of this place too, just like he did Wilkesboro. But it might have just been for iRacing purposes. Who knows at this point? But I've run these next gen cars here at Rockingham in official race once. It was not fun. So these cars are definitely a handful. Going back to what I was talking about earlier with the Golden Racing League, is we have our progression ladder series that we run. It starts with mini stocks and ends with the next gen. So our championship race is in 1 week from now. We run the O'Reilly's cars on Wednesday at Daytona, and then our championship race will be the following Wednesday, which will be next gen cars at Indianapolis. So our league will get to experience some of the next gen cars, some of the mayhem there. And we didn't want to make it too easy, so we put them on Indianapolis. And every asphalt race we run is exactly 100 laps from start to finish. So, with that being said, the actual Indy race is 200 laps. So we go from 100 laps at Lanier in the mini stocks, which took no time, to finishing out with an entire half cup race of the Brickyard 200 at Indianapolis with the next gen cars. So really happy with our league progression there, and it's going to be a heck of a championship race for us. And hopefully a few of these guys will jump over and decide to join us that weekend, since they're so proficient in the next gens. They may be some pretty good ringers to have over there and give our guys a run for their money.
Absolutely, and I think it would be interesting to see how they stack up, because honestly, with my experience with the guys that run at Golden Racing right now, I haven't really seen any of them in the next gen cup car. So having somebody in there racing that races these cars every week, it'd be very interesting to see if they can snag a win before the season cuts out.
For sure. I mean, we saw a dominant performance from a couple dirt ringers last Saturday, and they can definitely come in and shake some things up. I mean, on the asphalt side, we have ran 8 races so far and had 7 different winners. So it's definitely, we've been lucky to have some great competitors come in and hang out and visit, and our regulars have really enjoyed increasing their racecraft and getting to race against these guys that have experience in specific cars, while also changing cars every week. So they kind of loved it. But we may be going to single car seasons next year, but that's yet to be determined. But these guys here, they love these next gen cars. They have multiple different leagues here in NSRLA. This is just the league that we cover here. They also have an ARCA car side. Amazing league here, the SoarDogg Cup Series. And these guys put on a great show. Speaking of great show, we're finally single file and ticking off some laps pretty quickly here again, as we do have 10 cars on the lead lap, and Janik already out to about a 1.5 lead there, Landon.
Yeah, he's just putting it on them now. Ever since the 99 got in his little incident there, it's just been a butt whooping from now on. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick anybody other than Janik. It would take a freak accident right now to take Janik out of contention, as he is just putting a spanking on him.
Yep, and Roberson, I don't know if he's back on pit road or has decided to call it a day, but every time Janik goes by, he's going another lap down. So I don't know if he's on pit road or just decided to pack it in. But Roberson is definitely out of contention in this one. And as old Uncle Philip Rivers, loved to say, this here's a good old-fashioned rear end whipping.
Exactly, and I am looking at it now. It appears that Travis Bieber, Charles Robertson, and Caleb Jones, all 3 have disconnected from the server within these last few minutes or so.
Okay, so well, that will provide some good news if there are others that are still here, namely Gill and possibly Whiteman may still be here as well. If they are still here, Gill for sure. He's 27 laps down, so he could gain another position on Roberson, putting him up to 12th, just by staying out there completing the laps, obviously. And every position's a point, so everyone matters.
Most definitely. And if you could get me up to speed here, Chris, how many races are they doing this season? And what race is this? I have not been able to follow it as much as I would like to.
If I am not mistaken, and don't quote me on this, I think it is a full 36 race season.
Wow.
And I believe this may be. Well, here's a better question. It started the same week as the real life Cup Series. So, what race did the Cup Series just finish? Is it number 4, 5?
Yeah, it's around there. But the biggest point I wanted to make, just checking to see how long the season was, is Robertson had a tough night, but if we're doing a full 36 race season, as we do have
Aha.
6. This is race 6.
Yep.
See now. So yeah, with all the races left on the schedule, I know it was a bad night for the 99 of Robertson. Janet's going to pick up a lot of points right here on him and whoever else is in the running for the championship. But you can't let one of these races define your whole season. Just got to keep pushing and come back the following week with a level head.
They have 28 races before the chase starts. And if I counted that right, it was 28 races, and then I didn't see how many races were in the chase, but oh, that was cool. Oh, there we go. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27 races before the chase. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 10 races in the chase. So 37 races in total, one of which being an all-star race. It is not for points, or maybe a clash. But there was one non-point race. So yes, a full 36 race point season, 27 of which are, or 26 of which rather, are 4 points, and then 10 for the chase. So pretty cool little deal they got going on. It's just a long season, and we're only on race 6, and cruising right along here. And let's see, now that I'm tongue-tied, Wilson, the 93, back up to 5th.
Yeah, I did see him scrape the wall a little bit there, but didn't seem to mess anything up too bad. But left a little mark on the wall there, as he almost does it again. The car in front of him does.
Yeah, Atala back up to 4th. He fell all the way back to 7th on that restart, but slowly working his way back up, trying to get up there to Mercado, but Mercado just pulling away about 2 seconds between 3rd and 4th right now, as Atala is under fire from Wilson. And Wilson has been kind of rolling around this place tonight. I mean, not the best luck, as we see him get into the wall again. I mean, he got into his teammate twice and a couple others. It's been a rough night for him, but what a heck of a rebound, sitting top 5 right now.
Yeah, as we see, the leader of Janik did just pass the 96 of Andrew Allen to put him a lap down as well. So next up is the 63 if Janik can catch him.
For sure. It's a 63 or the 87, both of which are still in the lead lap, even though the 87 has been involved in lots and lots of incidents tonight. And I don't think any of them, except for maybe the first one that didn't even cause a yellow flag, if that was, I believe that was him. But he's still on the lead lap here after everything he's ran into. But biggest factor here is that's going to put Lucan out of the lucky dog spot. So Allen, his teammate, now the lucky dog. If something does happen, Lucan now 2 laps down. So even further out of that lucky dog spot, as the car in 11th is on the same straightaway as him, but coming up behind him.
Yes, the lead that Janik has is sort of mellowed out from second place. 1.1 seconds. It's been that way for a couple laps now. Of course, obviously, as I say that, he's going to turn into a liar and gain a couple more tenths. But, you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. He must have heard you. He's like, "I'll show you."
Yeah.
I just kind of got on the loud pedal again. 42 to go. We're not on the home stretch yet, but we're getting there. Ooh, a lot of smoke in the old danger zone coming out of turn 2. I'm willing to bet somebody near about stepped on it right there, but was able to wrangle it back in. Not sure who, potentially Solitis, as he has fallen back 2 seconds behind Steptoe now, and they were door to door. So I'm willing to bet that old 63 might have had a little incident. We see Janik bounce it off the wall back there. Coming out of 2 is 63 of Solitis is going in the corner. Janik's coming out, so he'll be with him shortly. And we'll have 8 on the lead lap after that.
Yeah, already just in the last couple laps, he's gained 3 tenths on the second place car. So I guess you're right, Chris. Maybe he heard me. Maybe he's decided to step on the pedal. You know, we saw him bump the wall a little bit. Maybe that's his strategy. Maybe bump the wall, doing a little hail melon around Rockingham. He's just going after it now. He said 40 laps to go. I've been saving my stuff. Been staying out of trouble. It's time to go and put it on him. See how many I can put a lap down.
And haven't done the math. Tracy, when was the last time that our leader Janik pitted? How many laps of fuel does he have left here? 35 laps ago, there's 39 to go. They're getting about 80 to 84 per stop. So he has enough to make it to the end here, if my math's not wrong.
As long as he got a full tank when he went down pit road, we don't know, how little he took maybe to save time on pit road, or if he did decide to fill up. Guess we'll find out here soon.
For sure. I mean, 38 to go. They were getting 80 to 84 per lap. As by the way, he's put Solitis a lap down now, so Allen no longer the lucky dog, and Steptoe will be next. I'm gonna say go over or under 5 laps. I say he catches him in under 5 laps.
Well, I'd have to agree with you, but I'm going to go with the over just in case.
Just in case. Okay. You might be right because he's only 21 and a half back, and it's not really growing. So he's not catching Steptoe right now. Oh, there's 2 tenths. Okay, maybe.
Now he's
Okay,
listening
so
to you.
Yep, there's 1 lap. So we got 1. Will we have 7 cars on the lead lap in the next 4 laps? Janik now just 8 tenths back of Steptoe. We're not even counting the leader anymore. We're counting the leader up to lap cars. This is how dominant Janik has been today. We're not even talking about the 2.5 lead he has anymore. We're now counting him to the next car he's going to put a lap down. This is insane. By the way, 3 laps are down. So he's coming out of 4. I bet he gets him this lap or the next one.
Yeah, he's catching him really fast. Yep, as he's basically going to get right up on him, and he's going to make the pass. I believe you won the bet there, Chris.
I think so. I think so. Oh, let's see. So we got Thornton in the 25 and 7th. He's 15 seconds up. He caught Steptoe. He gained 3 seconds on Steptoe in 4 laps. But Thornton's putting down a lot better pace than Steptoe was. I'm going to say it might take 50. He might catch Thornton by the end of this one, but it's going to be close.
As we see, Andrew Allen's going to head down pit road. I was just about to say he would pass Allen again before he actually got to Thornton. And I was about to say that Allen did go down pit road. So next in line for Janik would be that of Thornton.
And We also see Thornton about to pass Lucan, by the way, who's already 2 laps down. So I just want to point out that Janik has put almost 2 laps on Lucan under green in the last 10 laps. That's kind of insane because he's about 20 seconds back of Lucan right now. So he's put almost 2 full laps under green on Lucan in the last now 11 laps. That is moving.
Absolutely. And props to these guys. They finally had a long green flag run going. It took them a while to get it going, but they've got it going. But unfortunately for them, it seems to help out Janik more than anybody else.
Yeah, he's not really pulling away from Caustic. He's gained about a 10th on Caustic. Not really pulling away, but just pretty much an insurmountable, not insurmountable, but big lead for sure here on this 1 mile track. I mean, out to 1.7 now, and he's already gained 2 seconds on the next lap down car of Thornton. So the pace is just not there for the rest of the field because Janik is still just untouchable. Roberson was the only one that might have been able to put a little chink in his armor, but nobody else has been able to touch Janik all day. And we're seeing it again here as goes by Lucan bouncing it off the wall there.
Yeah, not the first time we've seen the 52 get in the wall, that's for sure.
This place, I'm willing to bet he'd rather do a lot more to this place than fill it full of water because he has got to be hating Rockingham right now. Probably just pray it. Yeah.
Rockingham's a great place to watch some racing, but we are coming to the 25 to go, Chris.
It is a downtown auto sales. Time to dig. 25 to go. And somebody might have dug a little bit too much because there's a big old puff of smoke right there. Don't know who it is, but they're not in the way. I think Evan Janik didn't get the memo because he's been digging since lap 1. And again, just absolutely untouchable. Picking them up, putting them down. Good old-fashioned rear end whipping and any other super country expression you could say for the whooping he has put on these boys today, as we see Devin Lucan decide to come down to pit road on the time to dig. As he, for lack of a better term, digs his hole deeper, now going 4 laps down there on pit road. And we are 23 to go for Evan Janik. Could be getting another checkered tonight.
Yeah, these laps have been clicking off very fast. As we were just talking about, we hadn't gotten to the home stretch yet. There was still 50 to go, and here we are, already 23 to go. So Janik been clicking off these laps really quickly.
Yeah, it really hasn't.
I'm sorry, producer Tracy here. I just wanted to give a shout out to the green number 25 here of Thornton. You know, he really hasn't been making any kind of waves this race, but he's been steady, and he's the last car on the lead lap, and looks like he's going to finish with a solid top 10 finish, and have a really good night here tonight. I just wanted to point that out.
He really has. I'm glad you brought that up because not only that, but he has really kept his car clean and stayed out of trouble. I believe he only had one small incident with another driver early on, just barely a little nose damage. Really great run tonight for Thornton in that 25. Definitely give him props for sure. Okay, all right. Okay, producer Tracy, here's what we're going to do because there's a broadcaster curse, but apparently the producer curse is lethal.
Oh, so, it is bad. It is bad. I started not even saying anything, but I just wanted to give him some props before the race was over with. You know, I figured maybe he could close it out here. But, yeah, it's like you said, the producer curse is lethal, man. So I'm not going to talk about anybody else tonight.
Oh, man. Inside 20 to go. And producer Tracy is going to cause Thornton to go a lap down before the race is over.